Grab your friends and put your musical and theater knowledge to the test. All the details you need to know for tonight's sweet-sounding trivia night on campus.
University Hospitals open a new urgent care location in Kent. Where it is, how much traction it's getting, and what it can do for you.
Hey guys, I'm out here standing in front of Franklin Hall shivering, so you don't have to. Stay tuned to find out why I'm shivering and more for my full weather report.
What is Starbucks doing to show their holiday appreciation to customers? All these stories and more as your Thursday morning Flashcast starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good morning, Kent State and all of Portage County. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Anthony Zacharias.
And I'm Michael Neenan.
Well, to get things started here, as the semester comes to a close and finals approach, students are studying away. However, for those in need of a break and a little bit of fun, there's still some events to attend.
With more on what's happening around campus, let's see what our TV2 correspondent Eli Federspiel has for us. Hi, Eli.
That's right, guys. As we wrap up our season here at TV2, we've got some final Kent State events to get us into a festive mood. First, we have some information on our last trivia night of the semester. As they say in Frozen the Musical, for the first time in forever, Fab is hosting a Broadway trivia night. Come prove your Broadway knowledge down in the Rathskeller today at 7 p.m. with some trivia about your favorite musicals, plays, and more. Don't throw away your shot to win some Broadway-themed prizes, so make sure to bring your musical-loving friends to partake in this theatrical event. Running out of gift ideas? Kent State School of Art students are hosting their annual holiday sale today and tomorrow to give others the chance to get their hands on homemade creations. The CVA Gallery will hold all the textiles, ceramics, jewelry, metals, prints, glass, and more that will be available for sale. Don't miss out on getting your hands on these one-of-a-kind pieces that would make the perfect present. Have you ever wanted to know how a 3D printer works? Or what about making your own Christmas cookie cutter right in time for the holidays? If so, the Reactor will be hosting an introduction to 3D printing to learn the basics about this beginner-friendly machinery in a more festive way. This workshop will be free and welcome to everyone, being held today on the first floor of the DI Hub. That's all the news I have for this Thursday morning, Portage County. Check out kentwire.com for more on upcoming events and updating stories. I'm Eli Federspiel, wishing you a happy holidays. Back to you, Anthony and Michael.
Thank you, Eli. Have a medical emergency? Well, don't worry, because University Hospitals opened an urgent care center on East Main Street last month, reporting that they treat an average of 40 patients a month, treating both adults and children. Care Center is complete with x-rays, drug tests, EKG machines, physicals, vaccines, and treatments for other treatments and injuries.
The talk about daylight savings time continues as lawmakers in the Ohio House made a vote Wednesday. In a 64-19 vote, a resolution passed by the Ohio House asked the U.S. Congress to enact the Sunshine Uniformity Act of 2023. The state can have the freedom to change the standard time, but not daylight saving time, which would eliminate changing the clocks twice a year. Currently, Hawaii and Arizona are the only states with a permanent time set.
Good morning, Portage County. My name is Ryan Shanko. I'm outside Franklin Hall with your Thursday morning weather report. I told you in the open, it's a little cold outside. Let's take a look at why it's cold and how it's cold with you're currently in Kent. So right now, guys, currently in Kent, Ohio, it is 35 degrees out here. Full cloud cover. I do actually see a little bit of blue sky breaking through, so that is an improvement from the morning. It feels like 28 out here, and that's because the winds are going northeast at 10 miles per hour. We've got a dew point of 25 degrees, humidity at 66%, and like Michael Neenan and sometimes Sophia Sonato say, we've got a full 10-mile visibility. If I was a bird up there in the sky, I could see just about as far as I wanted to. So we're going to zoom out like we are a bird and look at northeast Ohio temperatures. So up there on the lake, we've got a lot of threes, and that means you're probably going to freeze. 36 in Sandusky, 39 in Cleveland, 35 in Ashtabula. And it's pretty much consistent the whole way around Northeast Ohio. We've got 35s in Kent, Youngstown, Worcester, and Mansfield. It's a chilly morning, guys. Make sure you're bundling up before you get outside. And let's take a look at our daily outlook. We've got a few hours ago, 6 a.m., it was 34 degrees, cold and windy. Not much has changed. At noon, we're going to see partly cloudy skies, 41 degrees. And at 6 p.m., the sun will have set. You're going to have more clouds that will clear up overnight. So, guys, that's all I have for your first half of your weather report. Stay tuned for the temperatures for the rest of the state of Ohio and your 7-day outlook. I've been Ryan Shanko, and I'll see you guys in a little bit.
Thank you, Ryan. Marijuana is now completely legal in Ohio. The 30-day period for Issue 2 to become law has ended, and cannabis and similar products are legal statewide for adults 21 and over. Just before the initiative passed, the Ohio Senate passed a bill making adjustments to the ballot initiative, which includes raising the 10% tax on sales to 15%.
In a 56-29 vote, the Ohio House passed Ohio House Bill 272 Wednesday. This bill will allow concealed carriers in the buildings with courtrooms, but specified when court hearings aren't happening. Lawmakers in favor of the bill believe it is a victory for Second Amendment rights, while critics say the bill's language is uncertain and provides a lack of comfort. The bill will be sent to the Ohio Senate, and if approved, will head to the governor for his signature, enabling it into law.
A car accident occurred on Interstate 90 following a police chase, resulting in one death and causing several eastbound lanes to close down. The chase started when an Amazon van was allegedly stolen, prompting police to pursue the vehicle. The van then got onto I-90, heading the wrong direction and hit a car head-on. The suspect then left the scene on foot before being arrested and taken into custody.
Many residents of East Palestine returning to their homes after the Norfolk Southern train derailment earlier this year. The company plans to stop the relocation aid to the area. The company announced the aid will end in February of 2024, which will come a year after the derailment occurred. So far, Norfolk Southern has committed over $103 million in aid, including $21 million paid out directly to residents.
A fine arts museum is returning many items in its collection to their countries of origin. Find out why they're going back and the strange story behind it.
Fourth debate between presidential hopefuls took place last night without frontrunner Donald Trump. What they focused on and key takeaways.
To Maddie, congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started tracking my spending, changed a couple of habits.
Wow, I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now. I don't even know how I'm doing it.
Well, have you tried saving a little?
I want to, but where's that money gonna come from? Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
Not home.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Class, today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is TV2 News, truly Portage County.
Cleveland has been selected to host the 2025 National Urban League Conference. The event claims to bring thousands of the nation's top business and community leaders, hosting workshops, speakers, and entertainment. The conference estimated that the event will have a $4.7 million impact on the city. The conference is scheduled for July 16th to 19th of 2025.
In the fourth GOP debate Wednesday night, only 4 candidates were present. Even though former President Donald Trump was not in attendance, he was still mentioned through former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie's comments. Charging comments at one another once again were Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley. All candidates look to gain ground on Trump with less than 6 weeks until the Iowa caucuses.
A congressional bill sending aid to Israel and Ukraine failed to pass in the Senate after Republican lawmakers insisted on including U.S. border security policy changes. The final vote was 49 to 51, failing to reach the 60-vote threshold needed to proceed. Republicans and Democrats have still indicated that they are willing to compromise on the issue.
Almost 2 years after the January 6 Capitol riots, former President Donald Trump was in the middle of a Colorado Supreme Court hearing Wednesday. The justices heard arguments on whether the U.S. Constitution's ban on insurrectionists holding office applies to Trump. Justices reviewed the 14th Amendment for this hearing to see if the language within supports banning Trump from holding a future office. If the court rules to ban Trump, he will be kept off the state's ballot.
Hey everyone, I'm back with more weather. Last time I was outside, but now I'm back inside, and man, am I happy about that. So let's jump into some statewide temperatures around the state of Ohio. It's going to continue the theme that we saw in my Northeast Ohio temperatures. Even down in Cincinnati, they're at 35. They usually run a few degrees warmer than us up here in Kent, but not today. 35 this morning. Dayton, the Flyers flying around 34 degrees. Up in Lima, it's 35. Columbus looking at 35 degrees for their Buckeyes this morning. Athens at 34. Steubenville 34. And that school down the road sitting at 35 degrees. And now let's take a look at your week ahead. So this morning, we had today, Thursday, high 45, low of 34, cloudy and windy. Bundle up. That wind is fierce out there this morning. I know, I was out there. On Friday morning, we're going to see 47 for the low, 55 for the high. We might see the sun just a little bit. Don't get too excited though, because on Saturday, we get back to the clouds. We have 24% chance of rain, high 58, low 47 for your Saturday. And on Sunday, you might want to throw some chains on those tires. You might get some sleet, looking at a 90% chance of precipitation. You might see some accumulation, a low of 30, high of 44 degrees. And then on Monday, we're going to continue the trend that we see in Ohio a lot here in the wintertime. More clouds, high of 34, low of 27. That precipitation is not going to melt if it accumulates from Sunday if we do get some snow. But on Tuesday, glory hallelujah, we might see the sun for a little bit. We're going to see some partly cloudy skies, high 41, low of 30. And then on Wednesday, we're going to see 38 degrees for your high, 28 degrees for your low. And we might see some sun 2 days in a row. How crazy is that, guys? And now we're going to look at tomorrow morning for you. High tomorrow morning, I did this for around 8 a.m. Most people heading out the door. 38 degrees. We're going to look for cloud cover and wind. It's going to make it a lot colder than the actual temperature. Real feel might be around 28 degrees because of those winds south-southwest at 11 miles per hour. That's pretty brutal. Wear a hat, wear a scarf, whatever you need to do. Get some gloves on. And then tomorrow evening, your sun's going to set around 4:56 p.m. And well, that's all the weather I have for you this morning. But if you just can't get enough, tune in at 6 for more weather and more TV2 News. I've been Ryan Shanko. Thank you so very much for a great semester.
Thank you, Ryan. The Virginia Museum of Fine Arts will return several artifacts to their nations of origin after investigation found that 61 works in the museum's possession were stolen. The museum believes many of the pieces came into its collection as part of an international conspiracy involving antiquity traffickers and art dealers going back to the 1970s, 80s, and 90s.
Law enforcement officials say 67-year-old Anthony Polito is the suspect allegedly opening fire at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, Wednesday. Sources say the shooter killed 3 and injured another as students and staff scrambled across the campus for safety. It is reported that the alleged shooter applied for a professorship at the university but was not hired.
NBA superstar and Akron native LeBron James made a statement in a post-game press conference addressing the shooting. Here's what he had to say.
Just goes back what I said before about guns in America. I think it's such a longer conversation, but we're the only ones who keep dealing with this same story, this same conversation every single time it happens, and it just continues to happen. And, you know, the ability to get a gun, the ability to, you know, to do these things over and over and over, and there's been no change is literally ridiculous. It makes no sense that we continue to lose innocent lives, and, you know, on campuses, on schools, at shopping markets, and, you know, movie theaters and all type of stuff. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And the fact that we haven't changed anything, it's actually been a lot easier to actually be able to own a firearm. It's stupid.
In need of a sweet treat for your sweet tooth? Find out what bundle of sugar you can celebrate today that will bring doses of summer fun to your taste buds.
Wondering what's going on in the AFC? Me too. Find out what teams are in and who's on the outside looking in for the NFL playoff picture when we return. So it just goes right to me, right, when you come back?
Will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Good morning, Kent State, and welcome to your final sports report of the 2023 Flashcast. I'm Noah Keeney, and let's get right into the highlights. The Flashes captured their first true road game victory Tuesday night against South Dakota State 82-73 inside Frost Arena. Kent State came out strong, outshooting the Jackrabbits 50% to 33% from the field and 50% to 13% from three. Von Cameron Davis helped the Flashes take the lead with 2 back-to-back threes, recording double digits in the first half. The Flashes were transitioning fast and grabbing important rebounds all night. KSU will host Cleveland State Saturday night. The Kent State University women's soccer team had 11 student athletes represented on the academic All-MAC team for the 2023 season. The All-Academic All-MAC honor is for student athletes who have excelled in both athletics and academics to qualify. A student athlete must have a 3.0 cumulative GPA and participated in at least 50% of the contest for that sport. Congratulations to all the ladies who received this award, and keep up the hard work. Now let's get into some quick thoughts in the NFL. There are 8 teams with realistic hopes of landing one of the 3 AFC wildcard spots. 4 teams' chances of advancing to the postseason right now sit between 50 and 70%, while the bottom 4 teams have a chance between 10 and 25%. Which is none, then less still a chance, and that's all you need in sports. It appears the race to the playoffs is simply the race to the 3 teams that can get to 10 wins on the year. Currently, the Browns, Steelers, Colts, and Texans are all at 7 wins. Looking ahead on each of those teams' schedules this morning, it's hard for me to picture a world where the Steelers and Browns, while injury-ridden, can't secure a spot. The biggest surprise of the year to me and many's will be when a team, in my opinion, that 2 of the top 3 picks in last year's draft reaches the postseason. CJ Stroud is here and the Texans are back. The NFC, on the other hand, is between 3 teams to me. The 49ers, Eagles, and Cowboys. Nobody is on the team level the Niners are, and I see them coasting to a Super Bowl victory, even with their early 3-game loss. Guys, back to you at the desk. What do you guys think is going to happen in the Super Bowl, this crazy AFC picture, anything?
I mean, I thought the Jaguars would have been a pretty good contender, seeing that Trevor Lawrence, Christian Kirk, a couple big offensive weapons is out there. I think this gives a good chance for the Texans to take not only the division, but go pretty far in the playoffs then.
Yeah, I think that's also pretty interesting. I'm going to go ahead and give my Super Bowl matchup. I'm going to say that it's going to be Ravens, 49ers, a repeat of Super Bowl 48, I believe, back in 2013 between those 2 teams, except this time I think the 49ers will go on to win it.
Yeah, it's kind of pretty hard to go against the 49ers. What about you over there, Keeney?
Yeah, I don't really know about my Super Bowl pick right now, besides obviously the Niners are winning. In the AFC, I do like the Ravens, but Lamar just has not been able to show up in the playoffs. I really just can't count out Mahomes. There's something about him. He's been there, every year almost, except once or twice. Besides that, Joe Burrow's not going to be in the playoffs this year, so he has nothing to fear. It doesn't look like Josh Allen's going to be trending to make it there either. Who knows? Maybe Joe Flacco can get the Browns to that elusive Super Bowl.
Do you think the Browns have a chance?
I don't know. The way the defense has been playing, if they can get completely healthy and get Myles Garrett and Denzel back and they can start flying to the ball like they were in those opening weeks, there's always a chance with a defense like that. Overall, he looked pretty good last Sunday besides that late-game interception that lost in the game. They have some winnable games on the rest of their schedule. There's no reason they can't finish with 10 or 11 wins. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they'll be able to host a playoff game as the Ravens are going to run away with the division, but there's no reason that we can't have something similar to 2020 and knock off a top seed.
That's pretty good analysis there. Well, that's all the sports we have here for today. The latest deal Starbucks is giving to their customers for a limited time this holiday season. What deal is coming to town and how it can be claimed before it's too late.
I got you. Oh, yeah, I got him. That stupid controller froze again. You're only saying that because you're losing. Bet you bought the cheap one.
That controller is junk too. Is this even real?
You're spending less, so...
Yeah? We'll just buy it again?
Smart kids.
Who are you? Or what are you?
Hey, I was wondering if you guys wanted any... OMG, it's McGruff.
Yes, I am.
He's not my Uncle McGruff, the crime dog. He's an imposter. He's a fake.
Oh!
I am McGruff, the crime dog. He is the fake. And so is that controller you're holding. It's gonna break. And that, Pops...
could blow up in your face!
That's right, Scruff. Let's take a bite out of crime together and protect ourselves against fakes. Like him.
Who says you're not the fake?
Dude, you're literally missing an arm.
You are smart, kids. You're smart. Buy smart.
Finding life beyond Earth is no longer a dream. It's a discovery that will likely be made during our lifetime. And it will change everything. We are home to over 100 explorer scientists. Our purpose is singular: to understand the origins and prevalence of life and intelligence in the universe, so that we might lay the framework for humanity's next steps to the stars. We are the SETI Institute.
Need an excuse to eat something sweet today? Well, you're in luck because today is National Cotton Candy Day. The confection was first invented in the 1890s, partly by, and get this, a dentist. The first cotton candy machine was introduced to a wider audience in 1904 at the World's Fair in St. Louis and is still going strong today.
It's here. After this Flashcast, grab your keys and get to Starbucks to reel in the holiday season. Starbucks is offering half-off drinks every Thursday in December starting today. Customers can grab their half-off drinks between noon to 6 p.m. but are limited to one each Thursday. For reward members, be on the lookout for the coupon in the Starbucks app to take advantage of these deals. Well, I know Starbucks is going to have the deals here. I'm not a coffee drinker. More excited about cotton candy, though, and that feeling, right?
Cotton candy is, sorry to cut you off there, brother, but cotton candy is my absolute one of my favorites. I always get it when I go to the fairs. I usually get some bags of it sometimes. If I see it in the store, it's terrible for your teeth, but I kind of just like how it dissolves in your mouth.
Same here. I mean, I'm not like the biggest cotton candy guy, but, if someone gets cotton candy, I might have to steal some of it. And by some of it, I mean all of it.
Well, darn. Eli, cotton candy, coffee, which way you go?
You can't go wrong with cotton candy, and I think it wins over popcorn anytime.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
I mean, I never thought I'd see cheap Starbucks. Honestly, these are truly a sign of the end times, in my opinion.
Might have to make a stop later. Are they have the peppermint mochas or all those holiday drinks in yet?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well,
Full swing
I
right
might have
now.
to go then.
I mean, I'll take a hot chocolate or something like that, but that's about the extent I go with Starbucks. So each morning, I'll take that to warm me up, but also kind of a little stingy with the money there. It's a lot of money that goes out the wayside.
That's true.
Well, that's all the time we have for today.
Thank you so much for joining us.
For updates on all these stories and more, visit our website at kentwired.com.
And follow us on social media on all platforms at Kent Wired. I'm Noah Keeney.
I'm Eli Fetterspiel.
I'm Michael Neenan.
And I've been Anthony Zach Rice. Have a great
day, Portage County.
I feel like her heartbeat is like same speed as mine, and I think we have this like deep connection, this heart connection in her heart, that there's room for me and Mom. When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer. It's a sensory thing. It's a thing with Asperger's.
She's really good with Anya. I've seen adults react to my daughter when she has meltdowns like she's from a different planet. And this little animal just sat next to my child and was just like, it's gonna be cool. She's my superhero.
Good job, Kitty Cat.
When we adopted Lucky, we discovered all the wonderful things that make her unique.
Lucky's a little bit of a lot of things, but mostly she's pure love.